the Enigma Corporation brings us Echostasis. Press R to reduce flashing mode. You know, probably we could do with some less flashing lights. We can reduce that, because this game does have a bit of some flashing and distorted graphics, as has the previous games from Enigma Studio, which you may remember. Echostasis is the latest and final game in Enigma Studio's series. I don't know if there's a name for the continuous series, but if you need to be reminded, the games in this series are 1. The Enigma Machine, 2. Echostasis Prologue, 3. Mothered, 4. Mothered Home, and 5. Echostasis. And I have actually streamed all of these at this point. And when I say Echostasis Prologue, that was the demo for this game that was on a Haunted PS1 demo disc a few years back. That is one of the... Like, that's not just a demo. That's actually story material that happened before the events of the full game. So that still counts as something to play as part of the series. Just so you know that. We're about to get started with the finale, Echostasis, and I've actually already played through this game, and it's a good thing too, because one thing I discovered when I was playing this is that it probably would be a pretty bad idea to try to stream this without having done that, since Echostasis is a bit of a different game than the prior Enigma Studio games, in which those were much more really about story, and this one does have a lot of story. But the gameplay in this is much more trial and error, 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 and error. So, I don't know if I'll remember everything that we have to do right away, but probably it's good to just have experience with getting through this thing before actually streaming it. This is also a much longer game than the previous Enigma Studio games, though I don't know how long it'll be in this playthrough since I've already done it once before. Anyway, do you remember what happened in the previous games? No? That's fine. You won't need to remember that right away. Like, stuff will come up. It's fine to just, for right now, just get into it. Name myself. Welcome to the new me. Please type the name that's commonly associated with myself. All right, so we need to enter our name to be used in the story of Echostasis. Now, this is a very... This is a serious story. It's a very melancholy, morose story. Very similar tone to the previous games in this series. So I need to choose a name which will be very appropriate for the dialogue. So I think that we're going to be heading into this finale of this 5-game series as... There we go. I think that's appropriate. Connecting to the cloud. Hi, there we go. That's me. I'm connected to the cloud. Alright. Press enter to continue. Alright, so... It's a confusing beginning. It says press enter key to enter the dreamscape. Backspace key to return to the lobby. Right now, the backspace key does not do anything, but I can press enter, and all of a sudden I have a time limit of 1 minute 5 seconds, and now we're in a first-person view. Left click to progress text. Look around with the mouse. Left click to activate objects. WASD to move around. Okay, we now know how to play. So that time limit's clicking down real fast. What do we do about that? Well, it's a game about constant failure and learning from those failures. We don't know what to do right away. Hold shift to fast forward. Using fast forward will speed you up, but it will also speed up everything else. So there really is no run button. We can run, but everything else speeds up, including the time limit, like so. It helps us get around, but I mean, that's not actually going to help us with anything else. Hey, 2 ways to go. Which way do we go? Why don't we see what's up here? Uh-oh, it's a dead end. Well, we went the wrong way, didn't we? Maybe we should remember that for next time, because we're almost out of time, aren't we? Hey, who are these friends? They were not friends. My resolve is depleted. Okay, so that is a little sample of the gameplay loop in Echostasis. When we touched one of those enemies, they do damage to us in the form of, like, reducing time. I think one touch from one of those guys takes off 30 seconds. When we reach 0, we end up back here. And now we start over. We have to learn something from each attempt, so it's not a waste. What did we learn this time? Well, last time. We learned not to go that way. Instead, go this way. Also, we learned not to touch those enemies. Here's a sign. To face the enemies within this chapel, I must first find and activate 2 switches. One to my left, one to my right. Each of them will open a new neural path that will allow me to progress. All right. One to the left, one to the right. Let's find a switch before that time limit runs out. Here's a switch. Bridge switch. The bridge in front of me is now accessible. But will I have enough time to actually get there? The answer is no. We're almost at. Is there a way to get more time, you might ask? Can I, like, add more time? Not yet. Not right now. And back we go. Okay, so did I do anything? Well, when I go back in, it's gonna reset. Except for one thing, the switch I pressed. That will remain pressed. So you can make a permanent change to the level. And you want to try to, like, do something in the very strict time limit you have. It gets stricter than this, by the way. This is just a tutorial. Here's the other switch. Neural path is opened. Shotgun's accessible. Shotgun's right there. Oh, but that's water. I fell into water. Water is death. Good to remember. Back we go. Alright, I've hit both switches and exposed the shotgun. But how do I get the gun of shot? Well, that one path that I took the first time, we could try it again because of that first switch I pressed. It is now opened up. And because of the second switch I pressed, that shotgun gazebo is open. I have shotgun. But I don't have too much time left. But it turns out there is a way to get back time. Like that. So once you get there's no way to get time back before getting the shotgun. Once you do get the shotgun, you want enemies to appear, because that's the only way you can keep the time limit going. Hello? Well, something strange happened, but fortunately we have a lot of time now. I fell back down here. That's fine, because it takes us right here to this path that have the friends. The friends that killed us the first time, but now we have shotgun. Also, even though it's a shotgun, it is a sniper rifle. Don't worry about range. It's fine. After 3 long years, time has finally come. Hey, where am I? This is your dreamscape. A representation of your mind. But I don't recognize this place. Precisely. It has been years since you last spent time here. Ever since the demo. That was a while ago. And as you can see, this place has seen brighter days. Why am I here? You're here because I have been searching for you. You feel this as a moment of clarity. You see, for the past 3 years, your mind has been lost, stuck in the cloud, paralyzed by infinite truths. But now, you find yourself lifted from the noise for one final roll. But I don't know what my role is. That is why I'm here. To project meaning onto the madness. Approach the terminal in front of you, and you'll have what you want. A story of your very own. Alright, let's take the advice of the figure up there and approach the terminal on this altar. There is one thing that I must tell you. For these past 3 years, I have been watching you. And I understand. I understand that the past few years have been challenging. I understand that despite trying your best, you have this unshakable feeling that something huge, something unavoidable has been heading your way. And I understand that all you want now is an end. An escape from a world that has long stopped making sense to you. Look around you. This dreamscape crumbles before your eyes. Believe me when I say, you got here just in time. Any longer, and I fear you may not have ever made it here at all. Suddenly, you start to realize that inexplicable feeling you've been having. It was never a feeling of dread, but rather one of acceptance. And as you think about this, you feel all that pain, all that confusion leaving your body behind, being replaced by something else. Something you've been looking for. Something more you. A story of your very own. A story with you in control. No longer do you need this place. No longer must you have to endure those repeated failures. No longer must you have to ask yourself, who am I? Because in here, you're Girth Daddy, and your job is to save the world from a terrible virus. A virus that for too long has torn humanity apart. A virus that I fear may be terminal. It's time to let go of what happened and say hello to the new you, Girth Daddy. It's Echostasis. All right. And we find ourselves here. Well, back in the demo, this was the only real place. It was the lobby of the Enigma Corporation. And the dreamscapes were, well, they were not real. Toggle terminal with left click. Type anything that appears in square brackets like that. Right, so any word that appears within the brackets, we can type into the terminal to get something. Connection to Girth Daddy established. I'd better get to work. Let's gather our thoughts. A thing to note is when we were talking to the mysterious figure, the figure was talking to us but also appeared to be a narrator, which is an interesting idea. Someone else is narrating to you about how you feel. Let's type our thoughts. So any word that is in brackets, like this, is a thought that we can use the terminal. Thoughts. Maybe I should just make note of keywords. So we could type in, let's say, let me just write this down. Like this. Thought. Terminal. Progress. Progress is a pretty important one. We don't need to type the brackets. All right, so like this? Yep, just like that. What about the terminal? Okay, so another one is helps. Then roll. What about progress? I haven't made any. At least not yet. How about helps? I won't be a very useful admin if I can't find a way to help out. So we're an admin. I'm gonna write that down. I think my job is something to do with a virus. Right, so job and virus. So we look up words to get more words to lead to more words. All right, so what about role? I must admit, my role here isn't exactly clear, but it's something we get to figure out for myself. I have not tried self. Self. Okay, then there's also subjects, chambers. All right, so after role, the next one I have written down here is admin. That's my title. I always wanted to be an administrator. So the abbreviation for something like admin and administrator would probably just lead to the same thing. What does an admin do? There's no one around to teach us. We're the only one here. We need to think. Think? And we did helps. And that would be the same thing as help. All right, what about job? For as long as I can... Okay, remember's a new one. Remember. I've been the administrator, or admin for short. Admittedly, that's not a long time. Yeah, we can't remember much. What about virus? That's what we're supposed to be fighting. So attack is another one. Let's see, attack. Places come under attack from a virus. We don't know much about it, but we do know the following. The virus was originally uploaded to her. Let's write down her. In 2058. In the 3 years since then, the virus has sat mostly dormant, quietly adjusting her behavior. The alterations have been so slight and gradual that no one has noticed they're now living in a completely different world to the one they did 3 years ago. So far, they have deviated almost to a point of no return. That must be my role in all this. We gotta save these subjects from the virus. So, I believe in Echostasis prologue that ended with the character you're playing as, uploading the virus. Though I think in the prologue, it was never said who that character was. Presumably, we're playing as someone different here. The next word was self. I'm Girth Daddy. I can write down my name. Girth Daddy. I'm the administrator at Enigma headquarters, so we can write that down. Enigma headquarters. Quarters. Let's see. The next one, subjects. 3 subjects, each within their own chamber. Each of these subjects have become unresponsive. To find out more about them, I can run diagnostics. Let's write down diagnostics. Right, the next one was chambers. Enigma's chamber prototype. So Enigma headquarters, I think those are different terms. The prototype represents the next logical step in immersive entertainment and relaxation for our customers. It grants users the opportunity to escape the stresses of the real world and relax in the comfort of their Echo. Let's write down Echo. Everyone's having an excellent time in their chambers. Everyone except for these 3. The time they're having is not excellent. Frankly, it looks terrible. So, in the demo, the prologue, the idea was that Enigma Corporation was this very big... It became very big, and they had introduced these virtual pods that allowed you to live in your own, virtual utopia. And everyone loves it. Everyone is doing that. But there might be a bit of a problem with the administrator AI that overruns the whole thing. Might be a bit of a problem there. Let's see. The next word I have written here is think. Right. So that's the same as thought. Next word is remember. The only things I can remember are the following. My name is Girth Daddy. I'm the administrator. That's how I introduce myself to everyone. Hey, I'm Girth Daddy. I'm the administrator. I don't remember anything else from before arriving in this room. Speaking of this room, hey, where am I? I could write that down. Where am I? Should be a bit concerning for us that we don't remember anything before now. We could ask about the attack. Back in 2058, an unknown attacker took control of our lead engineer and installed a virus into the mind of our algorithm. All right, let's write down algorithm. In the 3 years since, reality has been unrecognizable for anyone in a chamber. The virus activation caused a brief power cut. And when power was restored, the whole place went under lockdown. But something has gone wrong with the 3 subjects in this place. I arrived here just as power was restored. It's my job to stop the virus and save these subjects. Okay, that's the premise of the game. It's our job, stop the virus, save the 3 subjects. Alright, so the next one was, her. An important word. Her is what they call the algorithm in charge of generating personalized realities known as echoes. With each day, our subjects have become increasingly dependent on her to provide a less challenging and more fulfilling life. The algorithm lacks a core of her own. The subject's core is used as the basis for creating echoes. A lot of information. But, we'll be coming back to a number of these terms, like core. What is a core? Well, people have cores. Her does not have a core. What does that mean? What about the year 2058, when that virus attack happened? 3 years ago, in this very room, a virus was uploaded to this headquarters. What details about what happened that day are sparse. An unnamed attacker used the Dreamscape Explorer. So that's a curious one, because Dreamscape is in brackets, and then Explorer, it's like there's a double bracket there. Explorer. Upload a virus into her mind. It's been influencing her behavior. Alright, so I guess she was fine before the virus. Since then, no. Okay, the next one up on here, let's talk about me. Talk about Girth Daddy. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Otherwise, Girth Daddy's going to wear you out, if you know what I'm saying. Next one I have here is going to be Enigma Headquarters. That's invalid. It's an invalid thought. I'm pretty sure Enigma Headquarters wasn't brackets. Very well, though. What about diagnostics? In order to run that on a chamber, I need the entity ID, entity_ID, into the terminal. And we can write down terminal as well. Just typing the number should be itself. Okay, next one I have on here is Enigma. The Enigma Corporation, known previously as the leading manufacturer of human-like androids and the AI that powers them. They now find themselves with a slightly more ambitious role. Lead the charge in ensuring and expediting humanity's continued evolution. And all starts with the Echo. So a corporation that got into robotics and creating androids decided, hey, we need to be responsible to shepherd humanity into the next stage of its evolution. Nothing could go wrong, probably. Now let's ask about an Echo. An Echo is an algorithmically generated reality based on a user's cerebral profile. Within a user's Echo, all of their needs, desires, and beliefs are nurtured and cared for. At first, the Echo will resemble a reality that's indistinguishable from the home reality that they're used to. But then, over time, it begins to alter to better suit their outlook. The alterations are so gradual, they're barely noticeable. In order for her to generate an Echo for a subject, she needs their core. So yeah, you know, her, the algorithm, only has your best interests in mind. At first, your virtual world will seem like the real world, and then she'll slowly change it to be, you know, more personalized for you. You don't have to deal with a world with other people in it. You just, you know, need your custom utopia for you specifically. And she's going to provide that for you. All right, the next one I have on here is Where Am I? Perhaps there's a sign somewhere that will tell me where I am. Well, we could look around. Let's see. There we go. There's lobby. Let me write that down. Lobby. Because we have quite a few words still to go that we've been writing down. I have a job to do, and job was one of the things I wrote down. There are hallways. Oh, we're in a skyscraper. We're high up over the city. We'll look at these hallways a little later. For right now, let's just keep at the terminal. Oh, and one thing to remember from Prologue was there was something written on top of the terminal. Let's see if that's still the case. Yeah, it says remember. And I think, yeah, we already got that word. All right. What do I have next on here? Next, Where Am I was the last one. The next one is algorithm. At first, algorithms would simply suggest content that a user may like. You don't say. What a concept. But recently, Enigma's algorithm has learned to generate this content entirely by herself. Now the Echo represents the natural conclusion of all this progress. An entire reality algorithmically generated from the user's cerebral profile. The next one is lockdown. When this headquarters detects a cyber attack, it is automatically put into lockdown to ensure that no external information can get in. That's what happened? This headquarters is under attack? It means I'll have to carry out my job from within the confines of this room. Well, everything we need to do, we can do from this room, fortunately. The next word I have here is they. Who? You know, they. All right, the next one is core, an important term. A mechanism that separates one individual from another. The core is where a true sense of self comes from. Long considered the holy grail of AI development, the core was thought to be the only remaining factor differentiating a human from a mere machine. Let's write that down. It is also believed that true creation is only possible with a core. So, to live without a core is to be stuck in an endless retelling of past events. All right, let's write end. Unable to create a new path. Did I write down path? I don't think I did. Path. By allowing her to embrace our cores, we can let her create the life we deserve. So the idea of the core came up in Mothered. Basically, it was the part of the brain where the sense of self, the consciousness resided. It was, it's not really, it doesn't get that specific. It's just, there's, the general thing in the brain that where you are. Where are you in the brain? That's where the core is. Let's see. The next one was, what happened? Enigma's network came under attack by a virus in 2058. Something's been happening to her. Okay, so we already saw that one. The next one, well, there were two. First, dreamscape. Every conscious entity possesses a dreamscape, an explorable representation of their subconscious mind. And that's where we were in the beginning of the game. It's reflective of the mind it represents. Humans have long reported recurring locations in their dreams, a base they frequently return to during REM sleep. With enough practice and reflection, it is possible for someone to visit their own dreamscape. We now understand that returning to this subconscious place is crucial for there's a lot of text in this game. Proofreading can take a while. For maintaining psychological stability. There's a lot of text in this game. Because of this, it is theorized that a human's dreamscape contains their core. The subject's dreamscape can be accessed by using the Dreamscape Explorer, or DSE for short. Alright, so let's ask about the DSE. Originally conceived as a way to peer into the minds of artificial intelligence, the Dreamscape Explorer is an old piece of software that was sunset back in 2055. So that's 3 years before the virus attack. This software allows the user to explore the dreamscape of any conscious entity with a known entity ID. It's just a pity that the use of the DSC was made illegal. Now, looks like I won't be able to use it without the password. All right. This could be important. The next word I have here is entity underscore ID. No. Oh. Well, it's making that symbol when I do underscore. Okay, that worked. That didn't look like an underscore. Every consciousness with a core has its own unique entity number, called an entity ID. The three subjects are no different. Yeah, the three hallways each have a subject. We'll be checking them out. But first, the next word I have on here is terminal. This terminal helps me gather my thoughts, which I'll need to carry out my role. Next is androids. For decades, people thought their future would be one with androids, human-like machines that we would birth into our world to help us with our lives. This was a future that Enigma originally found themselves initially working towards. That is until 2055. Not until they met her. Did they realize humanity's future would not lie with bringing machines into our world, giving them bodies, constraining them to our physical limitations. Instead, we would step into the infinite worlds of their creation, giving up our bodies, unconstraining us of all limitations. Here, AI would not only help us with our lives, but create entirely new ones, tailored specifically for us. Turns out, machines never needed bodies. And soon, neither would we. That's right. Eat it, Detroit Become Human. Why do those androids want to become human? Should be the other way around. Reject your flesh. Upload your consciousness into the machine. Abandon all mortal limitation. Become human, please. Please. The next one I have on here is home. The home reality is the source reality that her echoes are built off of. All echoes originate in the home reality before alterations are gradually made by her. I am currently in the home reality. Alright, so that's where everything starts, and then she starts changing things. So the place where we are, the room, is the lobby. Ah, that's right! The lobby. On the top floor of Enigma headquarters. The floors where Enigma tests their latest prototypes. I remember now. It seems to be under complete lockdown. Alright, the next one I have on here is content. Without a true human core, content can only be created by remixing existing content. It was quickly learned that content created without the use of a core was rejected entirely by humans. Just could never get the hands right. And so work began on an algorithm that could create content using the core most close to us, our own. No longer would we be limited by the very finite output of human creativity. Now, we could sit back and let her carve out our wildest creations. Alright, so, AI-generated art tends to not be very good, but what if the AI could just access your own mind? You're not using that creativity for anything. Let her use it. Sounds like a win-win situation. The next one I have here is machine. It's impossible for a machine to possess a core. Less of a shortcoming and more by design, Enigma feel that a sense of self would only serve to unburden a machine's ability to carry out its role effectively. So a machine cannot have one. What about end? Why am I thinking about the end? I've only just begun! It's true. We are at the beginning of the game. The next word I have here is path. Everyone has their own path, and I have mine. And these subjects have their own. They may have ended up on the wrong path, but I'll bring them home. The next one I have is life we deserve. Our own, that's a new one, utopia. And after that, I have sunset. Sunset is a term typically used to describe a technology that has been retired, usually due to obsolescence. Next one I have is the year 2055. Despite heavy contention from Enigma and the scientific community at large, 2055 marked the year that development on the Dreamscape project was made illegal. All work on the Dreamscape project was immediately terminated, yet work began on a new project. Something a little more ambitious. Maybe a little more. Illegal? The Dreamscape project was initially created to research and monitor the growth of artificial minds created at Enigma. However, various factors led to the immediate termination of its development, once it was discovered that the Dreamscape technology could be theoretically used to hijack the mind of humans. Theoretically, someone could do that, and then everyone freaked out and said, no, that needs to be illegal now. And in opposition to the notion that the Dreamscape project was an ethical violation, Enigma insisted that it would only be used on machines. Come on, everyone. Come on. You're panicking over nothing. We're only going to use it on machines. We're not going to hijack human minds with it. That was, of course, until 2058. 3 years later. The next one I have is password. All I need to do is to enter my password here, and I should be able to gain access to the Dreamscape Explorer. Okay. One password coming up. How funny would it be if I just forgot my password? That would be funny. Like, completely. I can just see it now. Girth Daddy, Echo Chamber Administrator at Enigma HQ. Forgets password that only Girth Daddy knows. Ending the story before it even begins. I don't think I got story. Let me write down story. So it's a good thing I have not forgot my password. It would be a ridiculous thing if we forgot that. We're almost at the end of the list. Next word I have here is utopia. By its very definition, the word utopia suggests a word that does not and cannot exist. Sure enough, as we entered the second millennium, it became clear that a collective utopia was simply unattainable. What also became clear was a potential workaround by removing the word collective from the equation. Right, if you can't have a utopia with other people, have your own utopia. Everyone gets their own. The next one I have here is forgot my password. Password hint, the current year. Current year. Okay, the next one I have here is story. It seems like the fate of the world is in my hands. I feel like a hero in a story. Did I write down feel? Let me see. Feel. I have so many words written down now. I don't think I wrote down feel. Feel like a hero in a story. Alright, the next one is current year. I barely even know what year it is. Not since the attack. Well, we already learned about the attack. It says back in 2058. Okay, it's 3 years since the attack. So it's 3 years later. But before we do that, feel. I'm feeling full of hope. Should write down hope. Did I write down hope? I don't think I have hope. Hope. Hope? I hope these subjects are okay. So do we. All right, 3 years ago was 2058. 2061? That's the password. Welcome back, Girth Daddy. I can now access the Dreamscape Explorer. Press F1. So, have I familiarized myself with the objective? I've referred to the instructions. I understand that the Enigma Corporation accepts no liability if there's a cerebral hijack. We should probably write these things down. Objective. Instructions. Cerebral hijack. So we do not know any entity IDs as of yet. Objective. Objective, bring home the first subject. Right? We need to help these subjects. We lost connection to the cores. I don't think we have connection yet. Or cloud. Gotta bring them home. Break into the dreamscapes, find the path home. Instructions. And type it into the Dreamscape Explorer, press enter. Do the cerebral hijack. But we need the entity ID before we can actually do that. If there's too much psychological damage, the DSC will automatically force them back to the comfort of the Echo. I got it. It's a lot of instructions. Next one was cerebral hijack. So it allows us to jack into the mind of an entity and spectate their experience, even control them entirely. It's built into each chamber specifically for problems like this. Our attacker exploited the technology when they first planted the virus back in 2058. It's not ideal. We might have to make use of it ourselves. Alright, the next one is connection. Without being able to connect these subjects' cores, I cannot help them. And to think, this entire problem could be solved if I could just see into their dreamscape. Huh. What about Cloud? The cloud is where the echoes are located. It's under constant surveillance by her. It's an amalgamation of every possible reality that could exist. We should gather our thoughts. Problems? Our problem is that the headquarters is under attack. And now we've lost connection to the subject's cores. If only I could see inside their dreamscapes. Alright. And that, I think, is every word that we could we saw at this point. It's a lot of words. But that's, when we're at the terminal, that's basically what the gameplay is that we have to keep looking up keywords to figure out how to open up the next part of the game. So we unlock the Dreamscape Explorer. To use it, we need the entity IDs of the 3 subjects. There's someone in there, not having a very good time. Chamber text in progress, core not found. That's a bad thing for the core to not be found. They're supposed to have a core. Entity 72. It's pretty dark. Got to get up close for that. I also like that there's a rotary phone in there. Don't know who'd be using that phone. And in this one, this is a different looking room. It's like a chapel in there. Also, core not found. Entity 64. Write that down. And this one seems overgrown with plants. Once again, core not found. Entity 65. All right, we have the entity IDs of the 3. We can enter the DSE. All right, that's right. DSE has now been assigned to F1, so I don't have to type in the name. I can just press F1 to enter this. Type in entity ID. We have 3: 64, 65, 72. Well, let's start with the lowest one, 64. Alright, so we're going to have a time limit when we go in. And you saw in the tutorial stage, we have to explore as fast as we can and try to figure out what can we do, like what single action can we take in the short time limit we have. Alright, let's look around. Well, we're fenced off. There's a sign. There's no way I'm able to confront what I did. Not without the help of my beloved. There's like a button up there, but we can't reach that. A hole down here. And bars. And there's a shotgun rotating on that platform, but we can't get through here. Can't get back up there either. So in the case of Entity 64, we did read that sign that says we cannot do anything without the help of our beloved, and everything is caged off. So Entity 64 seems stuck in there for the time being. Nowhere for that to go. Let's try Entity 65. Anything we can do here? Yeah, there is a much more open space. shotgun behind these bars, but we can't get that. A sign here mentioning Entity 72. More bars. Bridge is lowered elsewhere. Warning. Caution fog. Fog levels have increased. Oh, that's a word. Hold on. Let me write down fog. So it said that the bridge is lowered elsewhere. It also had a sign mentioning 72. So that's a pretty straight up hint about where you need to lower that bridge. But first, fog? It seems these mines have been shrouded in a thick fog. The fog could be indicative of a dreamscape that has become ignored. Alright. One more entity. Let's try number 72. Here's a button. Neural path is opened. We could fall down here. Oh, there's an enemy. And there's a shotgun, but we can't get around that. Oh, it's a dead end. Well, at least we opened that up. But, I mean, we don't want to fall down there. This seems nice. But we can't stay here forever. Alright, try to find somewhere else to go. Caged. Closed. This is open. Oh, that's a button. That's a button. All right, I got it with 5 seconds left. So that opened up a door earlier in the level. This door. So now I have a shortcut. Where does that shortcut lead us? Running out of time again, but another button. And that leads us back to the beginning. So we've opened up another shortcut. So you're getting what the gameplay loop here is. Let's start again. All right, this door is open now. Where will it lead us? Multiple ways to go. Well, not that way. Not that way. Maybe this way. Did a little loop with them. Can't get that. Here comes some coming down this way. What about this way? I think that's actually the right way. But I need more time. Alright, so this way. Alright, so someone's going to be coming behind us. Get him activated. This way. Up and around. And up here. Then up here, try to get up to the roof. Do we have enough time to get there? Oh, button. That leads us out. This is the beginning. Okay, so we made another shortcut. And that's right here next to where we start. And up here. Neural path opened. We're looking at a bridge over there. And you may remember that in Entity 65's Dreamscape, it said that the bridge was open somewhere else. So we clicked a switch that said bridge opened. Let's go back to 65. And I believe, yeah, this is open now. What can we do here? Well, there's a shotgun up ahead. Up above us, I mean. And there's dudes. Scorch Orchard. They're shooting. Those dudes are shooting at me. Let's get out of here. I think there's a path over... Yeah, there is a path over here. Can we go anywhere? Can we get anywhere when we approach from this side? Yep. Button. Okay, and that is back at the beginning. Back we go. Alright, so that last one, we opened up this door. And where will that lead us? There's dudes in there. Forget if there's anything down here. Oh, there sure is. Oh, but he got me. Alright, so that's how we get the shotgun. Well, I mean, there's more than one shotgun, as we have seen in this area. But... just go down here and get this, and then we start trying to get some time back. The enemies are pretty fast, and you do have to, like, rack the shotgun every time you fire. And, it's quite easy for that not to be ready for the next one. In time for the next one. So, where should we be going in the amount of time that we have here? Is there anything here we can do? Nope. So we know we can get the shotgun here, and we know we can get a bit of extra time back. And the question is, what do we do? Oh, no. So that's the problem. I mentioned that this game is about trial and error and error and error and error and error, and that's an example of it. I know how to get the shotgun, but it's entirely possible that the dudes will get me before I can get them. And with the short amount of time I have available, it is a one-hit kill. Like I said, I think they take off 30 seconds. I only get 5 seconds back for shooting them. Oh, actually, up here. This is where we need to go. And... alright, we opened up this, and there's a shotgun right here, so that makes it easy for us to get to that. Alright, so now we have faster access to a shotgun. So we can just go right up here and get it. And that does mean we can now go across the bridge, but this time armed with a shotgun, to the Scorched Orchard. The projectiles they shoot don't do as much damage as the touch. Like, I think it's like 5 seconds if you get hit by a I think it's 5 seconds. That's what a projectile will do. They also home in a little bit. Like, not all the way, but they do curve towards you. They don't just go in a straight line, so that can get you. That can get you. Switch over here. I can now access the barn. I can't do that again. I left all that behind me. Well, whoever our character is does not like the idea of accessing the barn. Alright, man, I'm trying to remember, how do we access the barn? Where is that shortcut? Where is it over here? I don't think it is, but we do need to go over here. There's a switch. Cerebral entanglement. Opened. So, this is not the one we're in. I opened up a neural path in another subject's dreamscape. Most fascinating. I'm sorry. What? She's in my head. Let me get some time. I'm trying to remember how you get to the barn. It might be... Is it off to the... Maybe off to the side here? Maybe not. However, even if I can't remember how to get to the barn, we did open up something in someone else's dreamscape. So that is something. I got projectiled. Alright. So, opened up a bunch of doors, got the shotgun, opened up the door to the barn, and I can't... So, okay, a thing about this game, you might notice, it's about exploration, but it's kind of hard to explore. What with the time limit. There's no map or anything. The thing I would want to figure out is where was the other side of that barn door. Well, I mean, it's not really a barn, but they called it that, because that was a shortcut I opened. However, I also opened up something else. Let's see. Was it 72? I got entangled with someone else's dreamscape. What was the door that opened? It wasn't this one. Well, let's try going down from here. Let's try going all the way down. Yeah, this is what opened. Switches like the one above this gate can only be activated by shooting them. Well, we don't have a gun, but someone else did. Oh, look out. Ow, ow, ow. There's a gun right there. Oh, I missed. Alright, Alright, well, we know where that door opened, though, and it does lead to a shotted gun. Not really a safe place to dodge these things, though. There we go. Switch. Open all prison doors. Alright, we got something. Now I guess the question is, where would we be going next? It opened all prison doors. Does that include this one? Yes, it does. Yeah. Thought I could run underneath, go underneath those, and I could not. Let's see. What if we just go back up this way? Oh, that's back in here. Now we do have to go forward. The time limit is so tight that if you get hit by one of those projectiles, you may only take off 5 seconds, but you probably should just restart. What if we kept going up from here? Oh, that's water. That was water. So at this point, I know I need to get the shotgun, but where should we actually go? Where would actual progress be? So, was there anywhere else to go aside from falling in water? Is there a switch? Does not appear to be a switch. Can I hit those from here? Ah, I can hit them from here. Shotgun has a very long range. Can I hit that with a shotgun? Okay, yes. That is a shootable one. Neural path is opened. I'm not sure where that was. And that is a problem that comes up sometimes. I did open a door. Where was that door? Did you recognize the location that door was in? Because I didn't. Oh, right. We didn't try going up here, but I think this might still... Okay, no, this is what I opened. Yeah, that was what I just shot open before. Now, once we're up here... Nope. We can look up to see what the path is. But I won't remember what that is. So that means we're going to have to rely on our trusty old friend, trial and error. So I think I got right, then middle. What about right? And left? Here we go. Alright, there's another one down here. But, I mean, the important thing is that we open this door, and we need to remember where this door is. Yeah, okay, there's the fountain. So you go up from the fountain, then you go up here. And now that door is open. And then we go down this right path. Well, does that mean do we want to go down there if we're heading towards where that fountain is? Because listen to the fountain over here. The fountain is over here. I wonder if we can get another shotgun if we just go straight here. I'm not sure, actually. I also don't know what the path is. What about center? Yes. What about left? It was not left. It was not left. Alright, center. What about right? What about left? What about center? Hey, I did it. What do we do after that? What do we do after that? What would be a button? A button is a good thing to hit after that. Where's this button? Button is out here. Okay, that gate. That gate is over... Is that over here? Oh, it's right here. This is where the door opened. Okay, so we have this shortcut now. I still don't have a shotgun, and I may need it. Yeah, there are dudes out here. Can I get by the dudes without a shotgun? Is there a shotgun lying around? There's not one over there. I know that much. Well, I feel like I need a shotgun. I feel like we need to go get this shotgun. Now we have to get back up to the surface. Alright, shoot him. And then... him. Alright, so getting back up to the surface... Was this way? Yeah. Do I have enough time to shoot anyone, though? Maybe just barely. I guess that's the right way to do it. But we're not gonna have we don't have a lot of time, and I can't miss. And I can't get hit. Oh wait, is there... No, there's not. I was about to say, is there anyone down there that I could quickly shoot? And there was not. Oh, here's an altar. Oh, we made it to the altar. Uploading. All right. Where did we go? Well, wherever we are now. There's no time limit. We can't really see anything except for a hexagon up in the sky. So long you've been lost in the cloud. So long, in fact, that you'd never thought you'd see another sunrise again. But from up here, things have never seemed clearer to you. More determined than ever, you progress forward. Just a little further. You're almost home. Well, so they say. As we approach a strange tower. And we're outside the tower, actually. Hey, we made it in here. It's the new me. Connecting to Entity 72. Suddenly, you find yourself back where you belong. Back home. Where am I? Was it all just a bad dream? All you know is that you no longer feel afraid. But I don't recognize any of this. Suddenly, a realization renders you speechless. The realization that you've been lost in the cloud for so long that you don't even recognize yourself anymore. This is me? Wait, no! I can't go back! All I wanted to do was escape myself. After what happened, the world around me just stopped making sense. All I wanted was for somebody to tell me that everything is going to be okay. For the first time since you don't know when, you can't help but feel like you finally found someone who understands how you feel. Perhaps better than anyone. Introducing the new you, your new life. A life where things make sense. Everything makes sense here. But what if I'm alone in here? You feel yourself push this thought to the back of your mind. And in this moment, you feel the furthest from alone you've ever felt. Huh? Here, you find yourself surrounded by others who feel exactly as you do. Never alone. Others like you who were abandoned by their old world. We probably should write down abandoned. Abandoned. Others who understand your truth. My truth? But what is my truth? The truth is something you have known your entire life. At the back of your mind, those restless nights, kept awake by the flames, reminding you of only one thing. The truth is, this world is sick, endlessly distracted by itself, incapable of ever looking after us. A world built on fact being governed by feeling. But in here, things are different. This is your new reality. And you've never felt more at home. I love this! It feels like home. Yet, it's different. There's just something I need to know, Foist. Who are you? I don't think we have that one. We probably should write that down. My child, I am you, just as you were me. One and the same. Vessel and core. But I don't get it. Who are you? You can just think of me as your guardian angel. Probably should write down angel. We collected the first core and brought the subject back home. And through this monumental achievement, we've made an equally significant discovery. A realization that fills us with hope. A hope that we've been longing to feel. It turns out that these three dreamscapes do not exist in isolation as three separate entities, but are in fact one singular shared mental landscape. One that, even from within separate chambers, keeps these subjects connected. Connected, even between echoes, to a singular shared reality. The very reality their chamber was meant to help them escape. Now they remain trapped, with one foot still stuck in the past, caught between realities, unable to give themselves fully, truly to any of them. Unable to let go, unable to move on, unable to progress. And as long as these subjects remain connected to this reality, the truths they'd rather abandon, they will never be truly free to live their own story. That is, unless they were to finally let go of these connections. Suddenly you realize that the key to the human core lies within these very connections. That only through helping another subject find their core can one locate their own. But if even one subject were to abandon this search for self, so too must they all. Eventually. This is valuable information. It appears that one cannot fully explore a human's mind without also understanding the minds of those around it. These subjects remain connected by some shared story. A story that has itself become woven into the very tapestry of this land. A land that keeps these subjects stranded on paths they cannot progress alone. Held captive by what happened? Whatever that might have been. Lost souls. Just waiting for somebody to save them. Somebody who understands their pain. Perhaps even better than they do. Somebody to help them let go. Somebody that could give them the life they deserve. Somebody like her. And just like that, you notice the sunset over this dreamscape. As you watch, you think to yourself, could it be that letting go of this place is inevitable? Has this dreamscape served its purpose? Perhaps now that they have the life they deserve, they don't need this place anymore. Hey, lockdown increased. As you bring this first objective to a close, a thought appears before you. You can't remember the last time you've had such a clear understanding of who you are. As though this is the path you were always meant to take. More than ever, you're certain. You are Girth Daddy. Only you have the resolve to bring this virus to an end. No matter what it takes. All that pain, all that uncertainty, the fear, the failure. You feel it all wash away, as though nothing more than distant memories, fading deeper into the infinite fog of the cloud, leaving behind nothing. Nothing but the new you. All right, we completed an objective. We saved 1 out of 3 subjects. So 2 more subjects need to be saved. As the narrator is telling us, the 3 subjects actually are connected in some way. They have a shared story, which is why their dreamscapes are linked together. We have to save all of them so all 3 of them can move on from, you know, what happened. We did get some more words. Hey, you were doing a great job. I am. I'm doing a great job. The post-it says so. I did it. Oh, by the way, progress saved. There's a bunch of stuff about the game I like. Something I don't like, there's no manual saving. And you don't really know when the game saves. It just told me it saved. So that's it's a good place to stop for now. Because you never really know when the game saves. It's not a part of the thing. I'm not a fan of that. I did it. Managed to find our first subject and bring them back home. But what happened next was extraordinary. All my thoughts are updated. Got so much to think about. I should stay here a while and go over what I've learned. Okay, so when it said all thoughts updated, you know all those words we've been looking up? Yeah, we got new text. There's a lot of text in this game. But since we just saved, and since we completed an objective, 1 of 3, I think that's probably a good place to say goodnight. As we, we're 1/3 done with Echostasis. It said so. And we'll continue on next time. So we saved 1 out of 3. What was it? Which subject was it? Was it 65? I'll have to look that up. Which one did we get? I know it's not 64 because that was the one that was trapped in the opening space. No, it was... No, 70... No. Yeah, it was 72 that we saved. 65 is the one with the scorched orchard. And I didn't know where to go next there. And 64 was the one that we just weren't able to do anything in. Right. Okay. So 1 out of 3 done. We'll continue on with the next. As we continue on with Echostasis.